Just give me a sec. There's some issues here in regards to electrical. I don't know why there's four junction boxes up here. It's a little weird, a little odd. It is a safety issue. I should be a roofer. So come on over, I'm just gonna do a quick walk. So what I'm looking for right now is no major structural issues. Everything is good, balcony is good. I took a look at the railings.
It looks like it's 6-inch. Most of the pipe looks like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? A couple of spots that.
Or if you'd rather, we can do it out front if it's easier to.
No, let's start here. So basically, got my crew in today. Today is actually May 8th, and we have this under contract right now. So a lot of these, I don't know if these tenants know that we have this under contract. It's on the market. It was on the market for like a few days, just before OREC 2019. So we're doing the analysis while we were driving to OREC. So my wife and I were looking at the numbers.
Perfect. Just do that, Kasey. What are the key financial metrics you focus on when starting the analysis of a potential property? So when a property gets on your radar, are there some rules of thumb, or how do you go about determining whether it's worth digging deeper into?
What I first look at is where it's located, obviously. So there's certain markets that we have researched that we don't go into.
So would you guys mind sharing with the audience maybe a deal you recently looked at, whether it's something you purchased or decide not to purchase, and just tell us why you decide to either buy that deal or not buy it?
We're actually analyzing when we're driving here, so very current.
So I already put in an offer. He knows what we're looking for, and I trust when he says good deal, lock it down.
Don't give specifics. Look at all these competitions. It looked pretty solid. So what we're looking at, this is a 40-unit building in St. Catharines. Numbers-wise, it's about $130,000 per unit. Extra piece of land at the front, they severed that, and there's extra piece of land at the back as well. So unfortunately, we can't give you the address. We just don't want people flooding here and, disturbing tenants and, creating a ruckus here. So essentially what it is that we have it under contract, and now I have to get my crew in here. My crew is usually plumbers. They scope the line. I'm a mechanical contractor. They'll come in and take a look at the boiler room. I have my roofer here that's is driven from Kitchener to St. Catharines here, just to make sure that the roof is good. And appraiser is going to be here this afternoon, as well as my PN, my professional engineer, will be here actually next week. So we have to take a look at all the suites as well. But that's all the procedures that you'll go through. So those are I think it was like a handful of people that you need to analyze a specific property. Let's just walk this way, because I want to make sure that the roofer is essentially knows where to get the easiest access.
Is there a reason why you have the PN go last? Or is that
just timing? No, it's just timing. So if you can get your PN in quickly, because this is pretty time sensitive, the owner wants to sell, and he wants to get his money out fast because he has another deal going through. So you want to actually create less disruption to the tenants. So what you want to do is that you want everything on one day. So the roofer Santos, he'll go and take a look at it. He does all my roofing jobs in Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge. He does everything, flat roofs. But know your pricing. Like when I'm taking a look at a building right here, so we analyzed what the numbers are. 130,000. I'll ask Colton. Colton's with. I met Colton, I guess through Facebook, and then he reached out. Met him at OREC, and he knows this area. So local experts. We've been looking around as well. So we have to dig out the numbers, see what the true numbers are, and then find out if it's a good location. Does it value? Does that warrant that upgrade of renos to rent? So just take a look at the building here, Matt. So what I'm looking for right now will be the building structure. Of course, my PNs will tell me more. I don't know anything, okay? So you leave it up to the professionals. But what I'm looking for is the brickwork, the windows, the balcony, the flashing, the roof. If there's any kind of work that needs to be done for the brick, tuck pointing, water penetration, things like that, then you get separate quotes for that. This is the time to get the quotes and know exactly what's happening. So let's say if there's like a fracture or something like that, that you have cracking in the bricks. It could be right down through the bricks. It could be sort of like a staircase cracking along the mortar, and you have to know what, you know, get your contractors in to start quoting. Pricing wise for the roof, tar and gravel, usually about $10 a square foot. If it's a TPO membrane, it's usually about $12.50 a square foot, but just know your price. And then balcony work, they did some of the balcony work. Usually a balcony job will be about, if you have to rip it out and do everything, it's about $12,500. That's what I got for when I was working at some management companies where they had to pull it all down and what have you. Just give me a sec.
Oh, I didn't know you want to come up right away.
That's fine. How does it look?
Look, okay.
Some ponding here. He said this is new. Does it look new?
Yeah, it's not that new, but it's new.
This is 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years, yeah.
Yeah? Nothing wrong with these?
No, 4 years, yeah. This is good roof.
This is a good roof?
Modify, this is good.
Yeah, so you have 3 junction boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. You carried that all the way up?
I did.
Dude, be careful, man. Yeah, so Santos mentioned that this is they call it a 2-ply basin cap modified installation of this roof. It looks pretty solid here. He said that the lifetime will probably be about 20 years, which is good. There's some issues here in regards to electrical. I don't know why there's 4 junction boxes up here. It's a little weird, a little odd. So that's something that we'll ask, you know, just get it removed. It is a safety issue. That's something that that we need them just to take care of. But either they can take care of it or we take care of it. So we usually ask them first. But Santos, anything else? Like something like these things? Well, this is debris.
I think this one was leaking after they did it.
These?
Yeah, that's why you have to make sure that you go inside the building and look
Yeah.
and see if any water damage.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at like these things right here that you have these patchworks. You have probably like 5 over here, 6, 7. These are something that's added on. So you see a new roof that's being put on, and then you see these patchwork. You're like, hey, what the heck is going on? But it's very normal that when people put it up, that you'll see some issues. So nothing's 100% guaranteed or perfect. But you as a buyer, as a manager, property manager, you have to watch this.
Is there any comment here about the standing water that is here?
You're gonna get it. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be 100% perfect. This is not a something that you work in a factory that everything is. You're working the elements, so the roofers are gonna be. It's not gonna be 100% perfect. So you do have some ponding. The problem is that if it ponds, if it finds a hole, it'll go through. Usually within about 3 days, if it's still here, you know, it's something to be worried about. But it's not uncommon to see ponding, and it happens, but it's not major. Okay, so you see the ponding, but it's not a real major issue. But overall, the construction, how they put the roof on, it's pretty solid. Santos, anything else?
No, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it look good.
Okay, so I'll pay Santos directly because he's my guy. He bills me directly. I don't put this back to the seller. Any kind of work that he gets, like any work that I need him to do, he gets it first off. Like he always gets all my work. So we're just going through the inspection right now. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Okay, thanks. Goodbye. I should be a roofer.
Well, you're not gonna
Get that sort of removed, or like why would it be on the roof? Like it's close to the water as well. So some ponding.
You probably would have noticed like that roof was done in 2 parts.
Okay.
First part from here to the first balcony was the one that was done like more than a year ago.
Yeah.
And then they came back and did the rest, and whether or not he tied in properly type of thing.
It's actually pretty good. The only thing is it's just the 5 junction box. Why would you know?
What those junction boxes are for or what they're serving.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not know.
Because it's running. There's about 4 here. And there's two at the other side as well, two at the front of the building. My electrician's going to be...
Were they doing anything with the exterior lights?
Hey Santos, those junction boxes, do they service the lights?
Yeah.
They do service the lights.
Yeah, you've got probably 5 total on the building.
Yeah, 5.
Okay. There's your answer.
Hey Santos, have you ever seen anything like that?
Like what?
Those junction boxes, why it's right close to the water.
Yeah, they should have put it like in top of the flashing thing.
Right on top, right?
Yeah.
It's possible, like I know that all those lights obviously got moved because we did the flashing, whether or not the roofer got lazy and didn't put them back in the proper spot, or maybe they just need to be raised up so that they're not going to get into the water.
Yeah. Leave that to me. No, don't give it to her. Let me take it, okay? Okay, thanks. Can you ask your roofer? Because he should have done that properly.
Left Toronto at 10:30, so he's on his way.
All right. I'm just going to walk around. Hey, thanks. Do you see anything? What does it look?
No, the roof is good.
The roof is good, right?
Yeah, you're okay for that.
Okay.
Okay?
Excellent. You got to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just send me the bill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Santos. So come on over. I'm just gonna do a quick walk, and then I'm gonna go inside because I want to make sure that the plumber knows exactly what to do. So what I'm looking for right now is no major structural issues. Everything is good. Balcony is good. I took a look at the railings. Like when you're looking at the railings, you're just looking at the condition of it, right? So you're nothing major. To remove and install, you're probably looking at about $45 a linear foot. So you just pace it out, whatever, 10 feet, 450, 15 feet, whatever, just multiply it out. So that's the cost of this. And then what you're looking for is that they did top work, and they actually did the bottom work as well. So if you put your cameras there, you can see that they did some of the work and some of the calcium stuff still coming through. But the balcony looks pretty solid and looks good. So they capped this, or probably didn't. They just painted it. And just redid the top and the belly of the balcony. You don't want to seal it. If you're going to seal your balcony, if it's concrete, you're going to seal the top part, right, with probably elastomeric paint. Make sure that the water doesn't go through. But you want to actually let the concrete to breathe because it is porous. It's going to collect water. So you don't want to seal the concrete. Structure of the building looks pretty good. The brick is pretty solid. There's no real tuck pointing or anything like that. Here's the front part of the building. The bonus part of this is that this front part of the land was severed, sold, but then didn't go ahead with that. I think we can build something here. So we're gonna look at this section right here and also in the back. But that's a bonus for this location, for this building in particular. Again, looks pretty solid at the front. Nothing pops out, nothing too glaring that says that something needs to maintenance-wise, any kind of issues. A lot of conduit that you see, those are for the cameras. Okay, we're just gonna go in and thanks, Matt. So you usually do a line check for all the sewer lines. So what I normally do is that I want to make sure that there's no bellying, no cracking or anything like that. What this means is that obviously there's going to be more cost. And I want to know what kind of issues there are before I buy, right? The mechanical contractor will be here. He's going to take a look at the boiler as well as the domestic hot water. So what I'm looking for here is, again, any kind of cracks or anything like that, have a quick look. Any kind of saggings of the sewer lines will essentially mean that I may have to break out the floors, have to get hooks and hook it back up and make sure that there's a nice even slope going away from the building, so from the high to the low, obviously, right? So nice flow out of the building, and then once it hits the city lines, we're good. Scott, go ahead.
Okay. I'm out 50 meters.
And what does it look?
I marked it on the front lawn.
Okay.
Well, looks all right.
Yeah?
There's a couple of spots that have some crust.
Okay.
If you want to watch it. It looks like it's 6-inch. Most of the pipe looks like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? A couple of spots that I was lucky enough that when I was getting started, somebody was just finishing up a shower.
You'll see the bubbles, and that's when you take a shower, obviously.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
But I could see it because they was right above me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, that bathroom right above me.
Nice.
See, there's a little bit of schmeg there that,
Oh wait, hold on. What was that? A little snag there?
no, a little bit of gunk
Okay.
that could be flushed out.
Okay.
But it's not holding anything up.
So when you're doing building maintenance like this, when you're looking at sewer lines, kitchen stacks, and things like that, a building like this of this age, you're gonna have to flush out. So I'll probably get Scott here to flush out the kitchen lines, the kitchen stacks. What this means is that a lot of the it's an ongoing maintenance issue, like every 1, 2, or maybe up to 5 years, depending on the building, the makeup of the building. So you don't usually do this for a single family home that you're gonna flush out the kitchen stacks. These are the kitchen stacks where your sinks and all that gets gunky, somebody pours down baking grease, and then the property manager, Matt, here's the property manager, he gets the calls at 2 o'clock in the night, hey, my kitchen sink is backing up. Well, why? Because, you know, people put grease and all that, and then we as property managers have to flush it out. So I call Scott here, I say, hey, Scott, tomorrow you're gonna go to this building, flush out the lines. He flushes, he power washes it on a regular basis. So probably every year or 2 years you got to get that done. These are just regular maintenance, but you just watch, you know, and you know, take a look at the building, see what type of people are living there, because there's usually families, they're going to be cooking a lot. If it's a single bachelor people that are vegan, right? I don't know why, but they don't cook bacon. I don't know why. So they're not going to have that grease build up, back up, right? So that's good. I'm going to have all vegan tenants going forward. So what happens if a tenant calls you and says, hey, dude, Kasey, my kitchen sink is backing up. What do I do? The little trap for your sink, basically you put it on. Tell them, hey, put this on, and make sure that, you know, you tell that line, basically, don't use your sink. So that's something that you have to be cognizant of when you're doing property management. Kitchen stacks will get clogged up. You have to get your right people in there just to flush it out, to maintain it and watch it. Okay. Here's the boiler room. The guy's going to be taking a look at the boiler. It's an older boiler. Nothing was wrong with that. Just not as efficient. Heat exchanger is at the bottom. Heats up the closed loop system, and heats up the entire building. It's efficient if you maintain it and manage it properly. So just make sure that it's done properly. Here's the expansion tank, where obviously it's closed loop. You have gas when you heat up the water, heats it up, bang, there's the expansion tank. Your domestic hot water is basically your hot water for your showers, your sink, and things like that. So this is your domestic hot water. These 2 tanks are commercial tanks, and they will actually service the entire 40-unit building. Booster pump is here. Water comes in, heats it, and then shoots it back out. And that's about it. Very, very simple. On a larger unit building, like say a 200-300 unit buildings, all these things will be on the roof. So you have all this on the roof. On a small building like this, it goes out, here's the crossover part of the building, and it goes right out up to each and every unit. That's all it is. Very, very simple. So these are commercial carpet. I like it because it dampens the noise, but the bad part is that you got to maintain it every single pre and post winter. So what essentially that means is that you're gonna have to steam clean this. It looks nice. I probably wish that it was carpet tile, because if there's any kind of staining, damage, you just essentially take that piece of carpet out and drop in a new one. Of course, it's not gonna match, right? But it's better than nothing, right? This one I would have to cut out and do something if something does go wrong.
He just needs to quickly switch batteries,
Yeah.
Kasey. While he's doing that, though, do you mind? I'm sure the audience, one of the questions they're going to ask is like, what do you pay the roofer? What do you pay the plumber to come check the properties?
So the plumber for scope the lines is about $135 an hour. So he's here probably two hours. So times 135. My roofer is about, I really don't know. He's probably going to be, for this charge, it's probably going to be 300 bucks, 400 bucks. Well worth it. My engineer, my professional engineer, it's because the finance company, the bank, they're not going to take like a building inspector and say, hey, I'm a home inspector, and you know my word is good. I'll put it on paper. It doesn't fly like that, especially with a commercial building like this. You need a professional engineer with a stamp. He says everything is good. The financier, the bank will say yes, it's a go ahead, right? And then they'll fund the money. But yeah, each trade, talking about price wise, it's going to be about anywhere, especially something like this, anywhere from about $70 to $80 an hour. So I'd rather pay by hour, watch them, make sure they do their work.
And so you're always using tradespeople that you already know when you're doing an inspection?
Exactly. So if you can, you use your people, you screen them out, they've done work for you. So he's willing to drive from KWC to St. Catharines. He's just my roofer, like, you know, he'll do his job. He went to London for me to fix my ride-out building in Wortley Village. So he's willing to do that. Great guy. He gets all my business first. He's willing to come and do this for me, about $300. Excellent. Get it done. This is a friend. The plumber here, he's going to scope the lines for me. He was actually the brother of a tenant that's done scoping and power flashing for my building in Preston, my Moore Street buildings. So he did that. So hey, I just piggyback off other people that they know, contractors know, and you know, it's a word of mouth, and he wants more business. So again, going back, try to get your own guys in. The mechanical contractor, my guy in KWC didn't want to come all the way here. I understand, granted it's far, so I contacted another company. I believe this company has done the building over Niagara Falls that we're closing. This it's a roadway in, it's an inn that we're trying to close probably the next couple weeks. We partner up with people that hopefully we're going to close that. This one is a good little puppy that we want as well, but there's a lot of upside for this. So let's talk about, those are the trades. Ask me more questions if you need to. So this is the locker space that seems underutilized. It's a big space, so I'm going to pace it out real quick. I believe it was about, so I'm going here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 8. So 8 times 3 is about 24 feet. I'm guessing here, okay? So it's about 24, 25-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9, 8 and 9, right? So 8 and 9. So 8 feet, it's like 25 by 27, right? So I'll go to the city and see if I can make this. I'm gonna punch a hole, get some windows in here, some window well. So let's say it's 24 times 27. It's about 650 square feet. It's a nice space. So you can put washroom, kitchen in here. Right there is the boiler room, so we can tie it into all the sewer lines and things like that, and make this into a suite as well. 650 square feet, 1 bedroom. It's a good size. Good size.
So do you have rules of thumb? I know people are going to want to know. Do you have rules of thumb for what a 1 bedroom takes per square feet, or a bachelor, or a 2 bedroom?
It's a rough gauge. So a bachelor can be as small as about 400 to 500 square feet. It depends. Like you can. If I really wanted, I could put a 2 bedroom in here, but it'll be so small that you're not going to get the value for it, right? So anywhere from about 600 to 700 square feet is a 1 bedroom. 700 to 800, or about 9 max. About 900 would be a 2 bedroom. That's what I'm looking for. And a bachelor around 400 to 500, right? So that's something that it's a rough gauge, but you have to take a look at the area. This is an older building, right? What are the makeup of the other units, like 1, 2s, and then how big are those? Obviously, these ones are going to be slightly smaller. You want to try to maximize it, but the makeup of this building, the location, right, is going to dictate what you can do with this. Like in Toronto, 650, that's a 2 bedroom, right? No doubt about it. That's a 2 bedroom, man. It could be a 3 bedroom, but be realistic, it's going to be a 2 bedroom. So depending on the locale, this is St. Catharines, this is a 1 bedroom, right? So concrete block and brick construction. So you see this is nice and solid. Concrete floors on the 2nd and the 3rd floor. Which is good because it's something of this size. They can do a stick build. Stick build just means you can have wood floors, just louder. One of my buildings is a stick build. My Moore Street buildings are stick build. Concrete walls, but stick wood between the floors. Not as desirable. Has nothing to do with the rent. So whatever your rents are, it's going to dictate the price. So it has nothing to do with that. It just means with management, how your management people like it be louder and things like that. Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, not bad.
Everything's.
I just called this guy. He didn't answer. He's just calling me back. Let me.
Okay, yeah, of course.
I'll be right back.
The owner. So everybody's in different stages of life. He's doing something bigger and better, and you know. You get to know people. It's great. Buying larger units. He's doing some different types of development. And yeah, it's like if he needs the money out. Same thing with my 10 unit in Kitchener on Chapel Street. I sold that. He's selling this at, let's say he's selling at 130 a unit. I sold my 10plex for 2 years ago for 85,000 a unit, so 850, about 850,000 a unit. So price point everywhere is going to be a little bit different, but he's selling because he needs the money out. I sold my Chapel Street building because I need the money out to get my 65 unit. So everybody's in different stages of life, or different stages in business, and you take what you can get, right? So if this is on the market, it looks good, has upside for the rent, it's a value add. There's still meat on the bone. I'll talk about that later, and there's upside in regards to the land. So, okay.